If you're all about getting in early, okay, because you know that Miches is on the rise and you are savvy enough to recognize the power of a pre-construction pricing and flexible payment plans. Okay. You're looking for something with a vision, okay, a project that feels fresh, future ready, and aligned with a new way of living. You're not just thinking about right this second, today. You're thinking about what you're going to leave behind. A peaceful retreat for your family, a smart asset, and a legacy. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to tonight's webinar. Welcome to Living the Noom Miches. We're so excited to have you here. For those of you who don't know me, I am Michelle Bordeaux. I am a realtor with Realtor DR. I'm originally from Canada. I moved to the Dominican Republic in 1999. I learned to windsurf, and then I chose to stay, because why wouldn't you? In 2003, at the ripe old age of 29, I purchased my very first property. I've opened and run a successful massage therapy practice, which is now an award-winning spa that's been open for 14 years. In 2015, I renovated, sold, and purchased my second home in the Dominican Republic. So I'm not just a realtor, I'm also someone who is a homeowner here in the Dominican Republic. I am also the organizer of the largest women's water sport event in the Caribbean, the Cabaret Butterfly Effect, which has been running now for 17 years. And back in 2021, I stepped into the incredible field of real estate, which brings us to why we are together this evening. So I would now like the grand pleasure of introducing my fellow co-host here. This is Ruben Pedrajo Canseco. Ruben is one of the developers of this project, so he's here to help us with having accurate and wonderful information that's going to support us in stepping through and stepping into making an incredible decision. So Ruben was born in 74, whoop whoop to all our 74 babes out there, in San Luis Potosi, Mexico. He is an architect who's recognized for his innovative and sustainable approach. In 2005, he founded Pedrajo y Pedrajo Arquitectos with his offices in Cancun and San Luis Potosi, standing out for integrating nature, spatial experimentation, and sustainable materials in projects, which you're going to see tonight. In 2019, Ruben co-founded Grupo NX6, which is a strategic alliance between Pedrajo y Pedrajo Arquitectos and Sands Point Arquitectura, which is located in Spain. All right, and they've created a shared vision to transform contemporary architecture. NX6 was born in response to the proliferation of generic products, lacking environmental and social awareness. Who knows the white box? That's not what we're doing tonight. This firm pursues disruptive proposals that combine creativity, technology, and sustainability to create spaces that respect the natural environment and improve users' quality of life. With a multidisciplinary approach, Grupo NX6 or NX6 aims to lead the innovation in the architectural field. Ruben, welcome. We're so honored to have you tonight.
The pleasure is mine. Hello, everybody.
All right. So as I like to do in my webinars, we are going to set up, all right? We're going to set up our sorting hat, all right? Just as if we're in Harry Potter and we've come into Hogwarts, we're going to make sure that you're in the right place tonight. So this webinar, this project is for you if you'd like your money to reflect your values, because you're not into greenwashing. You actually care about sustainability, clean energy, and building a better future. Because if you're going to invest, you want it to mean something. So this webinar and this project is for you if you're all about getting in early, okay? Because you know that Miches is on the rise and you are savvy enough to recognize the power of a pre-construction pricing and flexible payment plans. Smart, simple, forward thinking. All right, this webinar and this project is for you if you're not here for cookie cutter condos. Trendy towers and bland layouts are not your thing. You're looking for something with a vision, okay? A project that feels fresh, future ready, and aligned with a new way of living. And this webinar and this project is 100% for you if you're building something that lasts. You're not just thinking about right this second, today. You're thinking about what you're going to leave behind. A peaceful retreat for your family, a smart asset, and a legacy that you're proud of. So for those of you who know that this is something that you'd like to dive deeper into already, if you know that you would very much appreciate some personalized time, getting in with me one-on-one is going to be the fastest, easiest, and clearest way for you to do that. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to continue to bring it up throughout this webinar, is I am going to leave you, okay, with a link to book a call with me. Okay? So you're going to make sure that you're going to be looking, it's right here. Paola's going to be seating it for us in the chat. It's michellebordeaux.com/30 minutes. Go ahead right now, grab that link so that you can get the first available time with me. All right, let's move on. Let's get some more information, shall we? Where are we? We are in the Dominican Republic. So for those of you that know, the Dominican Republic, all right, is located in the Caribbean. We're right between Cuba and Puerto Rico. All right, we are the second largest nation after Cuba. And we have just about 11, I think this is a bit old, 11.27. We're right around 11.4 million people now in the Dominican Republic. We share the island of Hispaniola. We are the eastern 2/3 with Haiti on the western 1/3 of this island. All right. Why? Why should you invest in the DR? Tell me. I'm going to tell you right now. We have incredibly wonderful, vibrant culture here. We have warm weather all year round. All right. This is an incredibly, and this is one of the fastest growing economies in Latin America. We have, over the last 2-3 years, been number one in tourist arrivals here in the Caribbean. All right. So this nation does incredibly well with drawing, maintaining, and growing the tourism sector, which is part of your investment. We have amazing beaches, mountains, rivers. The topography in this country is incredibly diverse. Again, we have a stable government that has incentivized foreign investment. They have made it very, very, very easy for you to come in and step into amazing projects just like living the Noom. All right. And we are an outdoor water sport paradise. Okay, so we get to choose a knowledgeable realtor. I'd like to put my hand up and say that Realtor DR and our entire team here, we have over 20 agents here that are dedicated and committed to serving every single one of you. And I'm sure some of you have been invited by someone you're already connected with here. And if you found us online, I am so excited to get to know you and to work with you. Let's get into it. Here we are. So this incredible project has already won 17 international design awards. All right, for its incredible sustainability, for its design that is completely special, different, exceptional. So we are going to be located in Miches. Does anybody, who knows where Miches is? Does anyone know where Miches? Drop an I do in the chat. Juan knows where Miches is. All right, we got a couple. Okay, good. We got some people who know where Miches is. For those of you who don't, let's get into it. So here we are. You can see here on the map. So here's the greater Dominican Republic. For those of you who know the DR a little bit, this is the Samana Peninsula. And underneath, so on the south part of the Samana Bay, Miches is located here. All right, in Costa Esmeralda. All right, and this is where the Noom is going to be located. This area of the Dominican Republic is on the rise. For those of you who feel like maybe you missed out on Punta Cana 10, 15 years ago, this is your time. This is the one that you've been waiting for. This is the opportunity for you to say, I got in when it was the right time. This is just one example of some of the beautiful architect that's going to be happening here at this project. So let's enter through this wonderful entrance. What does the Noom mean? Okay, it has something to do with something that explodes violently, like beyond the expected. Like you would have never expected to see this project the moment that you saw it. It describes something that's radical, something that is amazing, that's great, fun, Noom is a word you say when there's a break, fills the space. What is this project all about? So this is about a reflection. We're going to be promoting artistic expressions here. There's going to be dedicated spaces for art inside the Noom. All right, we're going to be creating a community with similar values. This project calls in animal lovers, uniting nature, people who are devoted to nature and to the environment. So if you've been searching for a space that feels true to you, a space with real personality that inspires peace, harmony, celebrates creativity, and brings out your best self, welcome to Living the Noom. Wellness living. This is another really special piece about this project. It is very, very, very much centered on several different wellness concepts. Motion. There are wonderful spaces inside of this project for you to move. There's dedicated yoga spaces, massage and spa areas. There's air, water, comfort, nutrition, tapping into all of the physical, emotional, and spiritual senses that we have as human beings. It's creating a community that is in coexistence with nature. It's a concept based mainly on seeking the well-being of people and creating an environment for a healthy life. This comes along with sustainable living. The Noom strives to minimize its impact on the planet and to save energy. And there are some incredible ways that it does this. So there's something called a bioclimatic design. So I don't know if any of you guys have heard that term before, but this bioclimatic design, it's passive, and it seeks to generate and benefit the comfort of energy savings. And considering all the climatic elements, it aims to have better performance and energy efficiency in all areas. So you can see here that it's working towards minimizing how much land it takes up. So there are many, many areas and incredible consideration for green spaces. All right, there's an increase of vegetation reforestation, okay? Integrated vegetation and green roofs that increase the amount of plant surface area, okay? So these are the passive systems. There's some natural ventilation, integrated vegetation, solar protection, restitution of green areas, and thermal isolation. All right, then you've got active systems such as solar panels, which we'll show you that are up on the roofs. And then with energy, water, and waste, there's going to be natural lighting, LED, water recollection, okay, water reuse, water separation, and waste separation. All the things that we've been waiting for here in the Dominican Republic, they're finally here, and it's coming here with the Noom. So this is this incredible bioclimatic skin that's going to be on all of the buildings. Look at this. It's incredible. There are going to be urban orchards, roof gardens, photovoltaic solar panels. All right. There's a bamboo facade for sun protection. It's going to increase shade around the building and immediately drop the internal temperature so you don't have to use as much energy to cool your unit, your property. All right. There's natural air filtration through the vegetation. There's going to be pools and gardens. And you can see here, the windows are going to be optimized for natural light and allowing air to filter in and out through the natural vegetation that covers the buildings. Have you guys ever seen anything like this? This is so incredibly original. And again, for everyone who has, who's ever really wanted to step into and invest in something that's really going to make an impact, but in a good way. That's not going to be taking away from the place that it's coming and growing up into, but that's going to be an asset. If this is something you've always wanted, but maybe it was always like, oh, I don't know if I can get there, it's a little inconvenient. This is easy. This has been done for you, and all you get to do is step in. And again, if you are someone who knows that having a moment to have, all of the nuances of this project personalized for you, and you know that already, I want you to go and grab that time with me right now. Get in there before everyone else does at the end of this webinar. Because if you know that this is already something that's for you, then let's take that next step. Let's continue to go further into this amazing project. This is yet another level. Living the Noom, this project is a project with a cause. Each sale that's made, it's proposed to donate 1% of it to one of 3 causes or charities that the new owner chooses at the time of signing your deed. Where does that happen in the world anymore? Where is it where you get to step in, you make an incredible investment, you create a sustainable project that leaves a legacy for you and everyone that you care about in your life, and then gives back, creates a better community so that you can be the change that you want to be in this world simply by stepping through and stepping into this amazing project, knowing that just coming through will bring something back full circle. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure it does to you too. So let's see this master plan. I know we get into the details. So let's have a look. So this project's going to be divided in a couple of different stages and phases. You can see here, this is the general plan. Now, each of these little pods here that you see, that is one of the buildings. Okay? You can see there's welcome centers, there's parking, there's central pools. Look at all of that space that you get to move and to be with your body inside of nature. There's pet-friendly zones all over the place. There's outdoor fitness areas, massage teepees, social relaxing teepees. There's a picnic area with an orchard. There's a place for children to play in the playground. There's a yoga deck. There's an art walk. Some of the artists that have worked in Cancun, it's been amazing to see what they've created. And I know that here in Miches, it will also be a very, very special place. And then there's also bike parking, because of course, we're not going to be running around with cars as little as possible. We're going to be on our bikes so that we can be active and out in this incredible, beautiful weather. Now, I want everyone to not worry and stress. You are going to get all of my slides and this replay in an email tomorrow morning. So you don't have to worry about getting down all of this information. It's all going to be sent to you. Okay, here's another perspective. Okay, so we can see some of the different zones that are happening. So zone A, okay, with the first 8 towers, okay, and then there's going to be zone B with 16 more, and then zone C with another 14. So this project is going to be staggered and staged over a few years. And as you can see here, here's phase 1. All right, so we've got phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 2 is divided into B and C. So just so you know, phase 1, okay, phase 1 is pretty much complete and already sold. So this project has already been up and running, and we are just coming in now. So there are definitely some possibilities right now in phase 2, okay, in B, in the section B. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later, okay? But this is what we're looking at, and you can see how this project is going to take its time, and it's going to slowly expand and grow just as we would, in time, carefully, sustainably. Okay, again, here you can see, okay, here we have towers, some of the different fitness areas, okay? We're going to have some sculptural murals, all right, different pool areas. Here's another pet-friendly area. Just to give you another idea of how each phase has its own unique areas to it inside of the greater common, which will all have different pieces of this in each phase. Look at this. Look at this incredible vision. It feels as though this is the way we're meant to live, at one in nature, as opposed to ripping it all down and putting in something that's very not natural. This feels aligned. That feels like awesome relaxation. And I want to go there and jump in that pool. And this is what the rooftop terraces are going to look like. So if you get to invest in a penthouse, this is something that comes along with your purchase, with your property. Depending on the size, rooftops could be divided in two, or if you go for one of the larger units, this entire rooftop terrace could be yours. Let's look into this. Look at this wonderful design. It's very centered in nature. It is very calming, and the space lends itself to nature in every facet. And again, here's another one. And I just want to remind everyone that the Noom has been completed, or parts of it are completed in Cancun, which is where Ruben is joining us from. He is actually in one of the units in Cancun. So this is what is planned. This is relative proximity. We're about 2.5 kilometers. Three? 2.5, 3. We're about 2.5, 3 from the ocean.
1.5 miles around it.
Yeah. And so there's going to be some transportation from the Noom up to a beach club. So there's going to be a beach club for all of the owners and the people who rent to use directly in front of the water. So you don't need to worry that the Noom is back just a little bit, that it's sheltered in the jungle, because you're going to have direct access to the beach and amazing amenities that are going to happen up there, like a restaurant, places to change, things like that. Okay, we're going to get into the floor plans. So this design has created an incredible concept by where no floor is set in stone before they build. They've made it so that there's the capacity for different types of units to either fit in one half, the other half, take the whole thing, or 3/4 with a little piece. So Ruben, perhaps you'd like to jump in at this point and just explain the concept behind this part of the design.
For us, hi again. For us, it's very important the flexibility in the project. And the project is designed with a modular, adaptable, and involving architectural, along with the swiftly, how do you say swiftly? Swiftly. Sorry.
Yes.
Swiftly respond to the changes, needs, and the market.
Yes.
Users and the environment. It's very important for us, an environment all the time.
Yeah.
And the architecture the concept is based in a space that are conceived as modules that we can easily combine it, separate or transform it.
Yes.
For each can adapt it to the different users, like digital nomads, families, investors, wherever you want. It's very important, the flexibility in all the project.
Yeah. Awesome. And so you can see here, so this first unit is the 1-bedroom unit. So you can see that this is half of the tower. They've created, so this one half can be an eco floor plan. All right. Then we work into the Nomad. So this is the smaller of the 2-bedroom units. Okay. So here we have the Nomad. You see we have bedroom here, and there's terrace space for everyone. Okay, this is the bio. This is the 2-bedroom that's much bigger. Okay, so you got 135 square meters, beautiful spread out, lots of room to live, rest, work if you want to, need to. All right, here's the live floor plan. 3 bedrooms again. So you can see it's the same 135 square meters, but now it's divided and made up differently. So it's that same beautiful tower structure, and you've got, 1, 2, 3 bedrooms with flexibility, your living and kitchen area here in the center. All right. And again, access to your beautiful terraces. The Nomart. So here we have a 3-bedroom in a connecting unit. So here what they've done is they've combined the Nomad with a small hotel studio type room, which is right here, which can be locked off from the rest of the apartment. Okay, this one is an interesting one. So in case you wanted to live there and still get income at the same time, this one is a great option. Here's that art that I was just talking about. So of the Gnome art, so it's a nomad combined with the art. So you see this is the nomad here, okay? And here's the art. Now, the art, just so everyone knows, a nomad must have been sold in order for you to buy an art separately. So just, that's okay. We realtors can take you through that if this is the one that you're interested in. So here, let's take a look at the penthouses. For anyone who buys up on the 3rd floor and buys the penthouse, you will get your floor plan plus you will get the penthouse space depending on the size of the unit that you purchased. Okay, so if you're getting the eco and it's 1 bedroom and there'll be another eco on the other side, you will be dividing the penthouse in half, okay? So again, we've got social area, grill, bar, fire pit. You've got green areas, pool, outdoor shower. There's a half bath up there. All right. There's a little wine cellar up there, orchard, service area. There's so much living that can happen up on these penthouse units. Here's that eco split in 2 I was telling you about. So for those of you who are going for the 1 bedroom, but want to go for the top floor, this is what it's going to look like. Again, very, very similar amenities up here, and you still have that same incredible views and the solar panels covering part of the roof. So how much is it? What are we talking about? What does my investment look like? So here we are. So I want to, again, just presence you all to the fact that building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are already sold. So for those of you who understand urgency and know what it means to trust your heart and to trust that you are stepping into something that is calling you, now is the time. Okay. And if you know that this is the time, again, let's focus on, we're creating lifestyle. All right. This is a smart investment that's going to allow you to leave a legacy like probably no other property is going to allow you to do. So again, for those of you who know that this is something that you're ready for, go and grab that spot to have a personalized discussion just for you. So if we step in here, currently, okay, down here, we've got an eco. All right, here's our eco. This is our 1 bedroom, ground floor, building 8. This is your best investment at the moment, coming in at $174,850.31. This is your eco. Okay, working your way up. If you'd like one of those penthouses, this is what we're looking at. So you can see over here, just for you when you get this at home, that you see the different floor levels. Okay, and then again the corresponding prices over here. Okay, then we have our nomad, which is right here. We've got our bio 2 bedroom. Okay, then we've got the live 3 bedroom. Okay, and the Nomart 3 bedroom. So again, you can see depending on what floor, how the pricing staggered, how it's changing. Okay. All right. At Realtor DR, what we like to do with all of our clients is no matter what property it is that you're looking at, we want to help you break down the numbers. Okay. So for those of you who leap with your heart, I'm with you. And for those of you who need numbers, for those of you who want to dive into the details, we've got you. So I've created an example of one of our investor summary reports. We have an incredible individual here on our team here at Realtor DR who is an Excel wizard, and we are so grateful for Thomas. So I want to show you what that looks like, okay? And we can get into this again when we are looking at personalizing this project for you, and we are going to be looking at the specific unit that is calling you forward. We are going to create one of these for you. So this is an example that I've created, and this is what it's going to look like. Okay, again, I've broken the pages in half so that I can just show it to you a little bit bigger for those of us that can't get around without our glasses anymore. All right, so this shows you here the total cash required. So again, I'm estimating things here, so such as the amount of cost for furniture. Ruben has let me know that generally they can create a furniture package for you. So these are coming unfurnished, these units, but that the company can create a furniture package for you at about somewhere between around 9% of the cost of the unit. Okay, just to give you an idea. So here I have guesstimated, I put down 20,000. Okay, again, if you like to and you've got more expensive tastes in furniture, I can adjust these numbers to suit you personally. Okay, we estimate the sort of high season and low season rental. Okay, I've looked at the occupancy around Miches, and it's somewhere around 40% for really high performing properties. Okay, and this is what it's going to look like. This would be your monthly income based on the numbers I have done. Okay, and again, we can look into that and personalize these numbers for the type of unit. I did this for a 2-bedroom nomad. All right. Okay, looking at somewhere around here, and you can see it's going to fluctuate, high season and low season. We have high seasons and low seasons here. So you won't have consistent rentals all year round. It will fluctuate as tourism does. All right. And here we show you, what your HOAs are going to look like. Again, this is a guesstimate that we are looking at $3 to $4 per square meter for HOA fees. Those will become clearer as the project comes to fruition and they have a better idea of exactly the costs to run the property. Okay, but that is again, this is a really good estimate for you to get a good grasp of the numbers. Okay, we look at internet, estimated electricity, things like that, property management. Okay, I estimated your property manager would be taking about 20% of your rental income. And this is what the numbers work out to be. Annual income, expenses, it's your hands-off profit. Okay, your hands-off return on investment. Okay, 10.3%. All right, and this is if you did it yourself. Some people want to do it themselves. You can go right ahead. Okay, and again, this whole beautiful chart here gives you an idea if the price per night is less, if the price per night is more, and if your occupancy goes up or down. So this gives you a really good gauge to see what you're working with and what is going to be that financial return on this incredible investment. Okay, these are the two sheets side by side. And again, remember all of this is coming at you tomorrow morning in your email with the replay. Okay, so this gives you an idea of how to look at what each property is going to do for you, and either myself or whichever realtor inside of Realtor DR that you're working with is going to be able to customize for you for each property that you're looking at so that you know you are making an informed decision that's right for you. So, investing in real estate in the Dominican Republic offers a unique opportunity to capitalize on this country's growing tourism sector, affordable property prices, and attractive rental yields in this stunning Caribbean setting that I get to call home. So real estate is more than just property. It's an opportunity to build legacy, one home at a time. And one of my favorite quotes by Franklin Roosevelt is that real estate cannot be lost or stolen, nor can it be carried away. Purchased with common sense and paid in full and managed with reasonable care, it is about the safest investment in the world. So we have some exciting things to share with you tonight. We have some exclusive reasons and incentives for you to step in now, to not wait, to be moved by the things that inspire you in order for you to create the legacy you've always wanted. So this is what Ruben and the company is willing to do for us. So we've got until June 5th to reserve. If you reserve a unit, so what that means is normally they ask $3,000 to reserve a unit. What that does is it separates it out. No one else can start doing anything with it. And then you've got 30 days to pay down 20% of the project. Okay. So instead of it being 3,000, you only need to put down 2,000. Okay. It's less than a flight sometimes. I paid more than that to go to Greece. And then they're also willing to create a fly and buy incentive. So the Noom in Cancun is up and running. It is done. So they are inviting you to come to Cancun, to touch, to feel, to see, to experience. They are willing to reimburse you if you purchase a unit from that trip to pay up to $2,000 for your flight. They are willing to host you at the Noom. They're going to be taking you back and forth from the airport, and they're going to be paying for your food while you're there. It doesn't get any better than that. Not only is this an incredibly moving and inspirational, visionary pre-construction project, but it's one that you can actually go and test drive. Get in, feel it, see it, and then get reimbursed because you chose powerfully to step into this project. Ruben, this is amazing. This is incredibly, this is, I think, I don't think anyone could ever feel more sure about something than being able to test drive, a pre-construction product. Albeit it's in a different location, but it is the exact same design and concept that's being built here. It's just one step ahead in Cancun, which is incredible. And you guys will get to meet Ruben ahead of me.
Everybody's welcome.
Everybody's welcome. And if you go, you have to give Ruben a hug from me because I'm lejos. I'm far away. All right. So now we've come to that amazing part of the night where we get to answer all of your questions. All right. So I'm going to stop my share here, bring us back into focus. We're going to bring up the questions and feel free. You can either drop it in the chat or else everyone, there is a Q&A section. So please feel free to drop your questions in any of the different places. So our first question we have, does the 15-year property tax exemption and transfer tax not apply here? So Jonah, great question. Right now, currently, the development team is in the process of getting what's called confiture. So that's the name of the foreign investment incentive tax. And they are in the process of getting it. So although we can't say, yeah, it's going to be there, it is in process and it's looking quite good. So, and we will announce it the moment that the project is approved for it. Okay. All right. Now, Bernadette. Oh, so Bernadette, I will absolutely send you that information, 100%. Tomas is asking, are there any interesting things happening in Miches already? And Ruben, do you want to answer? Do you want to start that answer?
If you know Punta Cana, think about it. You are 25 years ago, right now in Punta Cana. Do you buy some property there? Yes. Right now, Miches is an excellent place to. How do you say the future is
yes, the future is Miches. It is exactly where Punta Cana was 25 years ago. Punta Cana has an average, increased return on investment of anywhere from 3 to 7% per year. So imagine being in this space right now where you can get in, where you wish you got in Punta Cana 25 years ago. I was too young back then, but I wish I had done it. All right. So, so when is
the airport? The airport is the same like Punta Cana. It's only around 1 hour and 50 minutes from Punta Cana. We are Miches. It's the same airport.
Yeah, same airport for now. I would imagine that Miches will probably get its own airport at some point in time, eventually. But for right now, yes, you get to enjoy flying into Punta Cana, enjoying the vast amount of flights that arrive there daily. And then it's just a nice, easy, taxi ride up to Miches.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Robert's got a question here. So when is occupancy forecasted for the next available units? So I believe that phase 1 is slated to be complete in September of 2026.
Yes.
Correct? Yes. And then they're forecasting that each different phase is about 6 months after each one. So, coming to fruition just about every 6 months.
Yes.
Yeah, correct. Okay, great. So Samuel is asking for beginners. How long will it take for a deal to go through? So Samuel, I think if I understand your question, you're talking about sort of like the sales process. So if you're talking about this specific project, what it looks like is, again, that $2,000 to separate, okay? And then what we have is we sign what is called a promesa de venta, which is a promise of sale contract at within 30 days, where you pay about 20% of the cost of the unit. Then after that, you're going to be paying 30% over the course of construction. So again, it depends on when you're stepping in relationship to the finish time, but depending on what that time is that you can break up payments throughout that time. And that's going to be 30%. And then the final 50% will be paid upon delivery. So you've got some space and grace. And this is the wonderful thing about pre-construction is it allows you a little bit of time and flexibility with those early on payments. And then for you to come up with that final 50%, you can also, if you choose to, attempt to get some bank financing for the last 50%. Okay, and that's another webinar right there. So I won't go too in depth with that, but it is a possibility.
Yes, it's important to say the projects have a trust. Okay, it's very important. Okay.
Yes, it's very important.
Okay.
Okay. And can you explain a little bit about the trust, Ruben, and how that works?
In República Dominicana, the trust is like a, how do you say, fideicomitente? I don't know exactly how do you say.
Yeah.
Albacea, el administrador. How do you say in English?
Yeah, there's a commercial trust for the project.
Yes.
Okay, which means that your finances have a little bit of an insurance policy behind them.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I hope that kind of explains. And again, the first phase is slated in September. Okay. And then you're looking at 6 months down the road for part B of phase 2. And then part C will be 6 months after that. So there's going to be, a little small sections of the project coming to fruition every 6 months for the next couple of years. All right. We've got Darnell. Okay, so who do we speak to about financing as a resident in the US? You're going to get on a call with me and we're going to go through what that gets to look like. So that's the best way for us to go through financing. We have an incredible human that works here with us at Realtor DR. His name is Cesar, and he is our mortgage specialist. So I'm going to have a chat with you and then we're going to connect you with Cesar. Yeah, so financing is a whole nother kettle of fish. And so I'm not going to step fully into that, but Darnell, I really want to encourage you to step in, grab a time slot with me, and then I can dive into all of that for you. Okay. Are there any resorts in Miches already? You betcha. So Miches has already started. All right. There are several very large resorts. Hilton, Secrets. There is
Four Seasons. Right now is under construction. Four Seasons.
Four Seasons. Four Seasons doesn't go anywhere. That's not already on the rise. There's a Viva, there's a Marriott. So all of the big hotel chain names are already there. And so that lends itself, one, to the confidence that other large investment groups have obviously already invested in this area. And so you can see through that if those companies have seen fit, to put their money there, that it is obviously already a very solid, stable place to invest in for you. Okay.
The comfort tour is in process right now.
It's in process.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in process. And again, for everyone that's interested and everyone who signed up for this webinar, the moment that Comfort Tour becomes available in this project, you will know about it. And because the project is still in construction, it automatically applies to your sale. Okay, so you won't need to worry about doing anything retroactively since if you stepped in before it comes. Okay, so Virginia, Ruben is asking, can changes be made to a floor plan that you've done to make it more personalized?
The floor plan, no, because we have all the installation structure. Okay, it's very
Okay.
important. The floor plan you can change. Maybe you can change some other materials or finishes. Maybe right now, if
Okay.
we make changes in all the apartments, what
Yes.
is gonna be that is gonna be 300 or 200
Yes.
different projects inside. We have a, you can choose maybe in a few steps, maybe in December, January, we're gonna make some upgrades if you
Okay.
can change some different kinds of materials.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. It is, it's really challenging sometimes on an island to source things and to source things en masse the way that you get to when you have a project of that size. And yes, it does become incredibly, difficult. However, I would say I would encourage anyone who has something very specific on their heart to share it as early inside of the sales process as possible. And it's always something that we can ask for and just know that it may or may not happen.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So, Pamela would like to know if there's any incentives for closing costs. So, Pamela, that is going to be determined on whether on when Confiture is established. So, the project, okay, and the developers to apply for Confiture is an incredibly difficult and arduous process, and it's not something that any developer steps into lightly. And so, when Confiture comes into play, what you will get is you will get your 3% title transfer tax is removed. You will not be paying property tax, which is normally 1% of the value of the property per year, nor will you be paying capital gains tax if you sell the property within the first 10 years. Okay, so those get to be your closing incentives. Let's see. Yes, so the choice of furnishing it yourselves or having it furnished, you can choose, Virginia. So if again, so Ruben was saying that they can do it for you for somewhere around 9% of the cost of the unit. And if you would like to do it for yourself, you are welcome to. Okay. So Ruben, what sort of energy savings do you think are going to be happening with the incredible design of the building? So have you estimated, what people are going to be potentially saving with their energy costs?
Right now, here in Cancun, the apartment, we are checking that, and we are around saving around 25%.
Great.
It's very nice. O sea, right now here in Cancun, 25 around of electrical is down. Okay.
Okay, great. Let's see what else do we have here. La la la. Okay, yeah, okay, so we talked about the delivery dates. All right. I think that we have answered everything. Oh, here we go. Hello, Solo. Love the concept. Is there any home insurance that would cover you against a hurricane? So, yes, there is insurance available here in the Dominican Republic. And what we'll do is when you get to that stage is we're going to connect you with several reputable suppliers of insurance here in the country. There are some very big companies with obviously with very deep pockets that we can connect you with, and they'll be able to discuss their hurricane earthquake policies with you at that time. Okay. Um, is it in a flood zone?
No.
No, not a flood zone at all. Okay. Let's see. Did I miss any other questions here? Um, I don't think so. Okay, one new message. Okay, so Virginia's asking in the US, some homes have to have flood insurances. Is it something that would be mandatory? No, it is not, Virginia. So we don't tend to, there are some areas of the countries that flood, but no insurance here is mandatory.
Yeah.
So that is not a thing that happens in this country. Okay, so you're all right with that. Let's see. Here's our Q&A. So when will the beach club be ready?
The beach club is gonna be the first step of beach club is gonna be ready around 1 year. In 1 year,
Okay.
around that.
Okay.
And
All right.
when we finish, much better. When we finish the first step in September of 26, it's gonna
Yeah.
be the first step of the beach club.
Okay. So we're probably looking at maybe like what, like a year and a half until the beach club is
Yeah,
ready.
around
So
that.
yeah. Okay, so a year and a half till the beach club is ready. All right. So, Tiandre, you're late to the chat. What is it? Okay. So breakdown of pricing, percentage down, payment plans. Okay. So yes, DeAndre, I did go through all of that, but you're looking at real quick, I'll say it again for everybody. So 2,000 to separate your unit if you step in the next week. Otherwise, it goes back up to 3,000 to separate your unit. You get to pay 20% within 30 days, and then you'll pay 30% over the course of construction. So that's going to depend on when you're stepping in, and then the final 50% when you get your keys handed over at the end, at the close. Okay. Okay. Does anyone else have any other burning questions that they'd like to know? Anything about real estate in general in Dominican Republic? Anything about the Dominican Republic that I can answer for anybody? Ah, you got it. We love that payment plan too, Tiandre. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. All right. Okay. And I'm just double checking. Did I miss anything else? No, I don't think I did. Okay, great. All right, everyone. So I'd just like to take a moment to honor that all of you have taken an hour out of your day to spend with us exploring this incredibly inspiring and visionary pre-construction project that's happening here in Miches. We know that time is one of those non-renewable resources that we can never get back. And so we hope that you felt that this hour has been well spent. I hope that I have managed to show you everything that you need to see, that I've allowed you to feel into a space that maybe you've been longing to feel about a construction project that you haven't felt in a really long time. And I am excited to get to know each and every one of you. And I'm excited to see what information that I can get for you that's going to best serve you moving forward. So for all of you, thank you so much. We've appreciated your time. We can't wait to see you. We see you in Miches very, very soon. All right. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye bye.
Adios.
Un placer. Saludos.
Un placer.